Hello, Keng. How are you?
Nice to meet you again.
Today at Singapore Super Trunk Show. Let's start off with an interview.
Please.
How do you describe your house cut?
Our house cut I would describe as Florentine inspired, but ultimately the base would have Shanghainese roots. The entire reason I made the jacket this way is because I wanted a clean jacket, as clean as possible, which is why I removed a lot of what I deemed as unnecessary, which would be a side panel, the front dart, and so on and so forth. Plus, I like a little bit of a challenge. The Shanghainese tailoring follows 16 tenets of what makes a proper jacket. And we follow those same 16 tenets and the 9 posture philosophies that Shanghainese tailors would have used back in the day. And based on that and the base draft is what I used to construct the jackets and draft the jackets. My master and his master before him, they learned from Shanghainese tailors, which came again from Ningbo and Shanghai. With Hong Kong, you know about these Shanghainese tailors because they are, I would say, well documented, well marketed, but they're not so much so in Malaysia and in other places because we don't have a very strong tailoring culture.
I've seen your works, some of them.
So we have a few collections here that are inspired by people, and these are friends of the Compendium. These are our customers as well. So the Jerald car jacket, which you see here, is actually inspired by a friend of ours, Jerald, who's a huge fan of cars, but he wanted to look dapper when he was driving. And so we designed this car jacket together with him. And yeah, it's quite a few features here, as you can see, with this double zipper here, so it doesn't get bunched up when you're driving, the action bag, and so on and so forth. Even this one, you can see here, it's a Chinese Chore jacket, and we call it the Glen Chore jacket. So most of our items actually have names because we want to pay homage to the people that inspired them, and also people we hold close to our hearts, our friends.
But this is really a very interesting piece.
It is, thank you very much.
I think I need to make one for my road trips to Phuket and Bangkok from Singapore. This will be a good one.
Oh,
sure.
Definitely can.
2 pockets inside, I believe.
Yes, so it's a total of
So you can
6
put your-
pockets.
Ah,
And it's cropped, so it makes for easier sitting down. Plus, depending on the vehicle you drive, you might be an open top, you might be a coupe. You can see this is meant to sort of cinch up the sleeves to not allow air to come in. And you can pop the collar. It's just the perfect travel jacket. I use it all the time when I'm flying.
I can put my passport inside.
Oh yes, we
Cash
specifically
inside.
made that to
Yeah.
be passport size.
When a customer walks in to Compendium, apart from the garment, what kind of experience do they walk out with?
I want to inspire a love for tailoring in them, especially if they're newer customers. I want to tell them that tailoring is not just suits, it's many things. It's a sport jacket. It's as simple as throwing on just a jacket or a well pair of tailored trousers on top of other outfits and so on and so forth. So when we went to New York for Trunk Show, actually, I was quite inspired with the way that they mixed and matched their fashion. So you have street fashion with menswear. There's no more this separation. There's now a medley. And I think that is great, honestly, for the menswear industry. I want them to have a piece and have the philosophy as well. They can wear our pieces anywhere, everywhere.
Anything else you guys wish to share for this trunk show? What have you brought?
So for this trunk show, we kept our offerings quite simple. It's our first foray into ready-to-wear / made-to-order. And so here we have a Guayabera, which is South American inspired. You can see the forward pleats over here. They have quite an interesting history because you see these pockets here. They look like they could be buttoned, right?
Yes.
But that's actually because back in the day in South America, they wanted to emulate the look of having these pockets, but they didn't want to give up on the versatility and the convenience of having a pocket that open at top and not have anything cover it. So they just emulated the look and put a button there. That's why these pleats, they run all the way, but then you can still put your hands here.
Right.
So this one, I believe, is quite hard to find around. And this one is paying homage to World War I. So I'm not sure if you know that China actually had a part to play in World War I. They were known as the CLC, which is a China Labour Corps. France and Britain, they hired over 100,000 workers from China to help dig trenches and all that, but they needed a uniform. And so they gave China a bunch of fabric and asked them to make their own uniforms, but they wouldn't know how to do that because they were not familiar with the French cutting systems and so on and so forth. So here you have it cut in the original Tangzhuang, in the Tipo style, right? But with the Hanko buttons, because they wouldn't have known how to do the French, so the proper button holes. But yeah, you still have a French collar.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
All right.